She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not.
Karoline Leavitt has filed another lawsuit, causing major disruption. The hosts of The View are visibly rattled, and ABC executives are scrambling to address the fallout. What triggered this new legal action, and how will it affect the show's future? The tension is high, and the consequences could be far-reaching. The View has spent years calling out Republicans as conspiracy theorists, but guess what? They've been wrong about nearly every single thing they've said. Now, they're in full-blown panic mode, and for good reason. Karoline Leavitt, the outspoken conservative figure, recently delivered a legal development of significant magnitude, causing ABC executives to react with considerable urgency and concern, akin to the intensity of a major crisis. Leavitt is straight up flipping the script, and the internet is losing its mind over it. Before delving into the details of the lawsuit, it is important to first establish the context. Karoline Leavitt, young, sharp, and unapologetically conservative, has made a name for herself in the political arena. When she appeared on The View, she knew exactly what to expect from the liberal-heavy panel. The hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, probably thought they could dismiss her as a token conservative. Instead, Karoline fought back, standing her ground every step of the way.
And Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of...
Things quickly escalated when the hosts launched a personal attack on her. Joy Behar, in particular, was harsh, implying that Karoline's success was solely because of her appearance. "She's just another pretty face," Joy remarked, trying to downplay Karoline's intelligence and political achievements. "She owes her position to President Trump's liking her," Behar continued, dismissing her as little more than eye candy. Karoline didn't back down, firing back with facts and her own impressive credentials. It was a showdown, and she made it clear she wouldn't be anyone's punching bag. Whoopi Goldberg didn't let Joy's comments stand without adding her own fuel to the fire. In her trademark blunt style, Whoopi turned to Karoline and said, "Without wokeness, you wouldn't even have this job." She followed up, trying to make her point with exaggerated hand gestures. "Wokeness has helped women and people of color access spaces that were once closed off, like colleges and jobs. You need to understand that."
Colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women.
Yeah.
See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
Karoline, however, wasn't about to be lectured. She remained calm, responding with confidence, making it clear she didn't need Whoopi's history lesson. Whoopi, not one to back down, raised her voice, insisting, "I'm trying to tell you about the reality of the world we live in. You think you know it all, but you don't," she continued, hands flailing as if to underscore her point. But it quickly became apparent that Whoopi's approach wasn't working. It felt less like a meaningful exchange of ideas and more like Whoopi trying to mansplain the political and social landscape to someone who was already well-versed in it. Karoline wasn't intimidated, and her composed responses only seemed to frustrate Whoopi more, leaving the conversation feeling more about Whoopi's growing irritation than any real debate. Karoline refused to passively accept the attacks. In a defining moment, she confronted The View, exposing the show's hypocrisy with sharp precision. Her candid remarks challenged the show's credibility and undermined its stance, leaving a lasting impression on both the audience and critics alike. She called out the dangerous rhetoric and misinformation being spread by The View hosts, specifically their constant attacks on President Trump. She dropped facts that left no room for doubt, making the hosts visibly uncomfortable. She didn't mince words when she said, "This rhetoric is not just wrong, it's dangerous. The media and the Democrats are the ones dividing this country, not President Trump." Mic drop. That moment was gold. Then, just when you thought the storm couldn't get any worse for The View, Karoline called out the very foundation of what The View claims to stand for: empowering women. They don't want strong women. They want obedient women, Karoline said. And just like that, her words went viral. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, the backlash was everywhere. Now here's where it gets real messy for The View. They thought they could take Karoline down, but instead, they handed her the biggest PR win of her career. They underestimated her, and it came back to bite them. Within minutes of Karoline's video going viral, The View's image took a massive hit. According to inside sources, The View's team was in full crisis mode after the incident. One producer reportedly said, "We never expected it to blow up like this. What was supposed to be a simple segment has turned into a PR nightmare. We're trying to figure out how to put the toothpaste back in the tube." Based on internal sources, ABC executives were in damage control mode. Producers were furious that the situation spiraled out of their control. What should have been a simple smear job against Karoline Leavitt turned into one of the biggest PR disasters The View has ever faced. Now, rumors are flying. Executives are seriously questioning whether Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg are more of a liability than an asset to the show. How many scandals can ABC handle before The View becomes a sinking ship? That's the question on everyone's mind. Sponsors that once proudly aligned with The View are now rethinking their association with the show, considering whether they want to be tied to its toxic image. The fallout is real, and ABC's scrambling behind the scenes to salvage what's left of their credibility. The backlash isn't just coming from political circles, it's coming from everywhere. Fans who once defended The View are now turning against the show, and they're calling out the hypocrisy loud and clear. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. The View preaches empowerment, but only for women who agree with them. Karoline Leavitt just exposed them for the frauds they are. The hashtags Cancel The View and Karoline Leavitt Owns The View was trending for days. People are furious that the hosts of The View claim to be champions of women's rights, yet mock any woman who doesn't fit their narrative. And let's not forget how they tried to dismiss Karoline's hard work and intelligence just because they didn't like her politics. That's not feminism. That's straight-up hypocrisy. Now, the stakes have been raised even higher. Karoline Leavitt's legal battle isn't just about her. It's about holding the media accountable for their lies, their smears, and their reckless rhetoric. The lawsuit isn't just a legal move. It's a message to the mainstream media that there are consequences for trying to tear down people's careers based on political agendas. And you best believe this isn't the last time we'll hear about it. As the lawsuit continues to unfold, people are watching closely to see how The View and ABC respond. Will they try to settle behind closed doors, or will they double down and risk more public humiliation? Either way, Karoline Leavitt has already won. Her unapologetic stance and refusal to back down have earned her massive respect from her supporters and critics alike. She's turned the tables, and it looks like The View is the one on the ropes now. Could this be the end for The View as we know it? Some say yes. The show has been playing with fire for years, but this time, it looks like they might have burned themselves beyond repair. The backlash is louder than ever, and even the most loyal viewers are starting to question whether the show has finally run its course. ABC is in a tough spot. Do they clean house and try to salvage the show's reputation? Or do they double down on the drama and risk watching The View implode? The network has a huge decision to make, and whichever way they go, there's no turning back. For now, it's clear that Karoline Leavitt has become a force to be reckoned with. She's exposed The View for what it is, a platform that claims to empower women, but only if those women fit a very specific mold. Karoline has shown that she's not afraid to call out hypocrisy, and in doing so, she's taken her career to new heights. As for The View, well, they're facing a crisis that could change the landscape of daytime TV forever. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think The View finally went too far with their treatment of Karoline Leavitt? Was this lawsuit the wake-up call the media needed? And do you think ABC will pull the plug on The View after this massive PR disaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing what you think. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy updates.